It's time now for Down on the Corner with Dale Hoffman, North Central Arkansas's premier news talk program. Brought to you by Sears Hometown Store, locally owned and operated right here in Mountain Home.
Good morning, North Central Arkansas, Southern Missouri. It is Wednesday, July 1st, 2020, and it's 7 a.m. And welcome to Down on the Corner program, July 1.
I know. It's
middle of the year.
Beautiful
Summer.
Morning. It's going to be hot.
Heat advisory for the Twin Lakes area for a day or so. We'll get to the weather here in just a minute. And we want to welcome you to Down on the Corner program. Dale Hoffman, your host. Scooter Callis over here in the director's box. You need to put a title on your box. Director's box.
Nah. I'm not a big title fan, so that's just me.
Director's box. The dude. Head honcho.
I'll put director's box. And then under you, I'll put paint in the. Never mind.
Oh, FCC's watching. Well, welcome.
The buttocks. The buttocks.
Yeah. Down on the Corner is brought to you by your hometown Sears store right here in Mountain Home at 1029 Highway 62 East, 425-3191. The very best in home appliances, home entertainment, tools, lawn care equipment. You name it, they've got it.
They cover anything from inside the house to outside the home.
They still sell paint? Can you still get paint too, Sears?
I've not seen paint there, no.
Well, we used to unload so much paint from Sears. The Weather Beater was the top quality paint in those days. Wow.
But inside, I know you got, of course, your mowers, which is Husqvarna
now. Yeah, that's something.
And they've got weed eaters, trimmers,
you name it, they got it. Pull the trimmer in there, man.
Appliances, washer, dryers, microwave, refrigerators, you name it.
You name it, they've got it, yeah. You know, you got your Kenmore appliances, and you got all the other brands that Sears can bring in for you. And, of course, you're in Sears. Well, corporate, yes, but you've got your hometown Sears store. And, man, he's got access to everything across country.
And the good thing is he does all the maintenance right there in-house. He doesn't have to ship anything out. He knows what he's doing. He's been involved in this for years, and he knows how to fix stuff. So
be sure to visit your hometown Sears store. And we want to invite folks from the surrounding counties, Howell County, Missouri, Ozark County, Marion County, Fulton County. Come on in and enjoy your hometown Sears store right here in Mountain Home. They're up on the hill behind Wendy's. They're in the same parking lot as Orscheln's out in front of Physical Therapy Connection. You will not be disappointed with your hometown Sears store. They've got Craftsman tools. What'd you say, Husqvarna on the lawn care equipment? No, they have. Is this strictly the big stuff, or they have small?
No, they've got the little push mowers. They've got the little riders, and then they've got the big zero turns. I mean, we have a Husqvarna big commercial sucker, and I love that mower.
Really?
I mean, it is a hoss.
Gets the job done.
Oh, and then some.
Check out your hometown Sears store right here in Mountain Home, Arkansas, 1029 Highway 62 East, 425-3191. The very best in home appliances, home entertainment, even some exercise equipment, I hear.
Yeah, I was there a little while back, and I was helping them load a exercise bike for a lady.
Yeah. And so you can't beat your hometown Sears store. We like to keep the money local. These are local people serving the local community, paying their local taxes, and just being a part of a great community both for Arkansas and Missouri. So visit your hometown Sears store at 1029 Highway 62 East in Mountain Home, 425-3191. The mayor and I are enjoying, you can't see me yet because they haven't moved the cameras yet, but the mayor and I are enjoying Brewed Awakening Coffee. You can do the same thing with 3 locations to serve you. Baxter Regional. The new lobby is very nice, all renovated, new coffee shop there with Brewed Awakening. Then you got 62 East Plaza in Bomber Boulevard, and the best coffee in town. What can I say? Brewed Awakening is the best coffee in town. Stop by, have a cup of coffee with us sometime. Plenty of chairs back here for folks to sit and enjoy some coffee and watch the show. If you want to stop by, we're at 1226 Commerce Drive here in Mountain Home. Otherwise, visit any of the 3 locations, the hospital, with regulations. I think they take your temperature perhaps and just follow the rules there.
Yeah, they'll just scan your head, take your temperature real quick, send you in. You'll be fine.
And then you got the drive-thrus at Bomber Boulevard and at 62 East Plaza. Your mochas, your lattes, your buttered lattes, your pumpkin spice, your French vanilla, or just good old regular black coffee. However you like it, they can brew it up. Brewed Awakening Coffee is the best coffee in town. If you're not drinking Brewed Awakening, you're just drinking muddy water, because it is real coffee. You know, Mike has, over let's say the past 8 years, I mean, he's taken a little bitty coffee shop that was right across the street from Flashbacks.
Yep.
Now, in the Freeman, I forget the folks at Freeman has a Wonder property right there, right across there. It was right in that area, just a little bitty drive-through, and now he's got 3 locations that are just booming, and they stay busy. So we tip our hat to Mike and his staff. They do a great job at all 3 locations. Brewed Awakening Coffee, the best coffee in town, because it is real coffee. Roller Funeral Homes of Arkansas bring the morning prayer each and every day with all our respect. Roller Funeral Homes, 29 in the state to serve you, with 1 in Memphis, Tennessee. Here in Mountain Home, talk to Bruce, Brad, Charlotte, Chris, anyone there can help you. Maybe some folks out there I haven't met yet. Professional, caring, loving, and understanding. Pre-planning, emergency situation, passing of a loved one after an illness, whatever it may be. Roller Funeral Homes across the state of Arkansas, with all our respect. Can't say enough good things about the Roller Funeral Home people. And they know what they're doing. They have to have a calling to be able to work in that type of business, but they handle it very well. They take care of everyone, and I just can't say enough good things about Roller Funeral Home folks across the state of Arkansas, especially right here in Mountain Home. Roller Funeral Homes, when they say with all our respect, that's how they do business on a daily basis, with all our respect. Roller Funeral Homes. Let's pause now for the morning prayer. Heavenly Father, over the last 200 plus years, our nation has experienced a lot of both good and bad. We celebrate our favorite teams in various sports winning the championship, and then we watched in Oz Neil Armstrong walked on the moon for the first time in 1969. We held our breath as the crippled Apollo 13 came back safely after a tank exploded. We shed tears as we saw our President John Kennedy laid to rest after a tragedy in Dallas. But Lord, all in all, you, the Lord God Almighty, has brought us through and kept this country strong. Lord, I pray let lessons learned this year make us more unified people, willing to stand together as Americans of all races to make life better for everyone. And that's my prayer today. Amen. Roller Funeral Homes of Arkansas bring the morning prayer each and every day with all our respect. Roller Funeral Homes.
And now,
brace yourself.
Dun, dun, dun.
Whoa.
The weather. Yeah, it's just one of them mornings. Don't get too excited.
Did you hit record on that one?
I should have.
Take.
I should have had the mayor do it.
Mayor?
I don't think you want to hear me do that.
I got a trombone.
Morning weather brought to you by the Z-Team, Bob and Linda Zadora, for all your real estate needs. 870-405-0793. And even through the holiday weekend, I tell you what, they're ready to serve. Bob and Linda Zadora have the Z-Team ready to go both in Arkansas and Missouri. And so give them a call today, 870-405-0793. Time to take a peek at the White River. A little bit of fog on the river.
A little bit of fog.
Yep, a little bit of ground fog along the river.
Makes for a pretty photo,
Oh,
though.
man, isn't that nice? Look at that blue sky up above right there. Looking into Cotter, Arkansas, Baxter County, Arkansas. The camera's mounted in Marion County. The bridge on Highway 62-412 will be on the left side of the screen. Can't quite see the baseball park, railroad museum area, or the contractor's trust area. But beautiful little town of Cotter, Arkansas. Great folks over there in Cotter. And beautiful shot this morning. Now, you can go to retiredarkansas.net and go to the live webcam and pull those up and see it just like we see it here. While you're there, check out all the listings, not only from the Z-Team at Century 21 Lemac Real Estate, but also, you can also enter all the multiple listing service numbers for this MLS area. They have listings both in Arkansas and Missouri. And don't forget that Linda is a professional stager, so when you list her home with the Z-Team, she can set the house up for that certain eye appeal to kind of, reel them in, so to speak.
You know, we talk about the Z-Team, and they're not kidding. When you say team, they are a team. It takes everybody, and they're a very strong, big force in this area when it comes to real estate. But what people don't realize is it doesn't cost anymore to have a team working for you versus just somebody. I know we talk about all the extras that they do, like coming out and helping to stage the home, coming out and doing this and that. There's no cost for those things. That's just what they do to help the customer and help get the home sold. So keep that in mind if you're interested in selling. I'm telling you right now, it's a great time. They've got they're selling houses faster than they can get them on the MLS. They just don't have enough.
This is the
homes.
lowest amount, I guess, in 10 or 12 years that I heard the MLS.
Yes.
With homes less than 400, probably right now less than 375 homes on the MLS. So you're thinking of a little bit larger home, expecting a child or whatever it may be, need a little bit more elbow room, dad needs a man cave or something, or you need to downsize. Maybe 4 or 5 bedrooms with a basement is too much to take care of, and need to downsize a little bit. Well, whatever the need, the Z Team can handle it. So you give them a call at 870-405-0793, retiredarkansas.net, the award-winning Z Team. And you will not be disappointed because
they will go above and beyond.
They hit the ground running day after day after day, and I tell you what, they cover a lot of ground, and the awards prove it. So, the Z Team. Bob and Linda's the door for all your real estate needs, and they bring you the morning weather each and every day. And so right now we're showing 74 degrees at Mountain Home in Harrison, and I might add that it's muggy.
It is very humid outside.
So we've got 74 at Mountain Home in Harrison. We already have 76 showing up at Batesville, 74 at Salem and Calico Rock and Flippin, 77 at Marshall. West Plains shows up at 64. It's a little cooler in St. Louis at 68. 71 at Poplar Bluff, 76 in Springfield, but only 54 degrees in Watford City, North Dakota.
I do want to say West Plains is at 74, not 64.
Did I say it wrong?
64. I'm like, whoo, that's a little cooler. It's
What did I
74.
say, West Plains?
You said 64.
Oops, sorry, 74.
Yeah.
I'm glad you caught that. Oops. Oh, shower activity, it's lined up in the Midwest. Let's start in Washington and Idaho. And just not much between here and there other than what's up in the northwest part of the country. From Winnipeg, Manitoba, all the way down through Minnesota, Iowa, Missouri, parts of Illinois. Then we have another line of shower activity in Mississippi, Alabama, Tennessee, and parts of Georgia. So zoom in on Arkansas, where we're getting kind of dry right here. We had floods 3 weeks ago. Now we're just drying out. But anyway, looks like everything is clear in Arkansas right now. 62, 412 east and west is clear. Highway 65 to Branson. From Little Rock, Highway 67 and 167, Batesville to Poplar Bluff. The highway split there. One goes on up into Missouri. Interstates 30, 40, 49, 55, 555, and 530 in Arkansas clear at this time. Interstate 155 going to Jackson, Tennessee in good shape, but you can see over here from Nashville to Jackson, there's some shower activity along I-40, and down here in Mississippi along I-20 and I-59, I believe it is, can't quite see it, but some pretty good shower activity going on in Middle Tennessee and West Tennessee. Pull down into Missouri, have some heavier showers in the northern half of Missouri, north of Springfield, north of I-44, affecting I-49, I-29, and a lot of Interstate 70 right now. So from Kansas City to Columbia, there's a line of showers that's pretty heavy. You can also see some spin-off showers over on Jacksonville, Illinois, just to the east of Quincy and Hannibal, Missouri. Quincy, Illinois, and Hannibal, Missouri. We go on up into Iowa, from Burlington back up to Iowa City. Some shower activity there. And so, all right, National Weather Service forecast, heat advisory. Need your attention on this one. Arkansas, Missouri, Louisiana, Texas, Oklahoma, and Kansas. We had a heat advisory, I think, through 7 o'clock on Thursday evening. And what this is we've got some temperatures combined with the humidity that makes the heat index a little bit more uncomfortable. And so grab you a couple bottles of water if you're working outside. Just be cautious of the heat advisory. 7-day forecast, once again, heat advisory through Thursday evening. Temperatures range 91, 93, 89, 89, and 90, but the heat indexes, what that is mixed with the humidity. We could have heat indexes as high as 107 later on in the week. We have a 30% chance of showers today and tomorrow, just that light chance of showers all the way through the weekend. With the heat and humidity, it's just what happens. And let's see, State Drought Monitor. We have Northwest Arkansas. We have Carroll County, Washington County, Benton County with a abnormally dry situation there. Same thing in the state of Missouri. We have a little bit around the St. Louis area and down towards Highway 61 and 67 in East Missouri. St. Genevieve County, St. Francis County, and Perry County, and then western Missouri from Kansas City all the way down to the Arkansas, Missouri, and Oklahoma area. Checking your highways right now, we've got, this just popped up here, looks like a problem here in West Memphis. An accident on I-40, mile marker 283.9 on the eastbound lane. We have an accident there. Why do I show you that in West Memphis? Well, that way you know how to navigate the maps. When you travel, you go to iDrive Arkansas or Missouri Department of Transportation. You can check your highways and any conditions there. Don't forget that Highway 201 north from Mountain Home turns into Highway J in Missouri, and there's some construction there at Leak Creek Bridge. So if you need to go to Missouri from Mountain Home or Bull Shoals or whatever, you need Highway 5 north or Highway 101, depending on which direction you're going into. Pollen index today is a 4.5. Grasses, plankton, and nettle 3.1 tomorrow. Lake levels right now, Bull Shoals at 692.26. They're 33.26 feet above the full pool of 659. Norfolk Lake level 576.69. They are 24.69 above a full pool of 552. And let's see, to get all that in there, coronavirus update today for the world. There's 10,614,000 people with 5,823 recovered. Of all those numbers, 4,276,000 are active, with 4,218,000 in mild condition. There's only 1% of the world in critical condition, 57,875 people. State of Arkansas, I've got some numbers for you here. Baxter, Marion, Stone, Searcy, Izard, and Fulton counties. Total people have tested positive is 79. We have 14 active with 64 recovered. That's an 81% recovery rate for today. 17% of the positive are active, so we have some low numbers there. And of the 6 counties, the active cases in the 6 counties is 0.00013% of the population of 104,900 people. So we're doing pretty good here. So 14 active, 79 positive with 64 recovered, so we have a pretty good rate going on right there. Oil prices today, Western Texas International Crude at 40.24. It's up 97 cents a barrel. And so I think we got it all covered. And so, what did I say? It was West Plains. Was it West Plains I messed up on? It's 74 degrees up there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, morning weather and all your updates are brought to you by the Z Team, Bob and Linda Zador, for all your real estate needs. 870-405-0793. Retired to Arkansas.net. Time for a quick break. Mayor Adams, our guest today. Lots to talk about. Be right back.
At MSI, they're not just another trash service. They're your friendly, family-owned and operated trash service, providing residential, commercial, and roll-off pickup. MSI offers competitive rates and services 5 counties in the north central Arkansas area. Various dumpster sizes available for commercial and accommodating you with weekly pickup for your convenience. Call Tammy or Kathy today at MSI. MSI Trash Service, small enough to know you and large enough to service you.
Driftwood Lanes. Fun happens here.
Hi, it's Bob Zador of the Z Team at Century 21 Lemac Realty, 1024 Highway 62 East in Mountain Home. As you know, we are all facing some unusual times. Be calm. Be smart. Business world of real estate will continue. We may have some delays and some changes that are out of our control, but life will go on, and this too will pass. Give thanks for this wonderful country that we live in. Give thanks for the neighbors that we share. If there's anything we can do to give you a hand, give us a call. 870-405-0793. And check out our website, retiredtoarkansas.net.
Take a step back in time when going to a barbershop meant more than just getting a haircut. Come into Legionnaire Barbershop today, a unique gentleman's barbershop. Get back in style with 2 experienced licensed barbers who are trained in tonsorial arts and lock removal and are happy to give you a straight razor shave. Legionnaire Barbershop is veteran-owned and operated and located at 1041 Highland Circle, Suite 55 in Mountain Home. For a full, old-fashioned barbershop experience, stop by Legionnaire Barbershop today.
It takes the right gear to survive out here. Oh, there she is, Ferris. It's the best gear around. Strong as an ox. Safe as houses. Out back is one powerful beast. Four-wheel suspension, handles whatever Mother Nature throws at you. Designed to take the hard out of hard work and deliver all the power you could need. So if you want to tackle the great outdoors, get yourself a Ferris.
Get the only mower with suspension technology at Mower Warehouse in Mountain Home, where they accept mower trade-ins, have flexible financing options, and services all brands and models. That's Mower Warehouse, located on Buzzard Roost in Mountain Home.
When you're out of town, make sure your pet is with someone who will love them as much as you do. At 201 Pet Salon and Resort, your pet is cared for just as they would be at home. 201 Pet Salon and Resort is the only all-suite climate-controlled and air-filtered boarding facility in the area with private and spacious rooms to keep your pet relaxed. And with over 3/4 of an acre of fenced play area, your pet will receive the proper exercise they deserve. 201 also offers professional grooming services. Your best friend is in good hands at 201 Pet Salon and Resort in Mountain Home. .721, Mayor Hillrey Adams of Mountain Home is here, and welcome back, sir. Good to see you.
Hey, good to see you again this month, Dale.
Can
you
you
know what
believe-
today is?
Huh?
Do you know what today is?
July 1?
July 1.
Can you believe it?
6 months have passed in 2020. I hope the next 6 are a little bit
A little bit easier.
a little bit easier than the first 6. But you know,
Who
gosh,
would have
it's-
thought
it-
when
it
we were
is
sitting
fun.
here the 1st of January that we'd already be going through all of this, you know?
Well, who'd have thought today, you know, that we'd be 6 months into a year? You know, it's moving
Oh,
by
yeah.
pretty quick, really. Out there.
I tell you what, can't imagine some of this stuff. What hit us in March,
Yeah.
it threw everybody a curveball.
It did one that I don't know if you'd call it a curveball or.
This is one of them fumbles in football where you keep kicking it down the
Yeah,
field, and I think
yeah.
we're all the way out to the parking lot with this one, you know?
Curveball or a hard slider or something like that. But
Or the knuckleball.
It was definitely not seen coming back. in
So,
February.
I mean, you know, as mayor of a city, and you've had all of these great plans, and even we were, you know, at one point going to vote on a nice water park that I think is much needed, and I'm going to support it wholeheartedly when it comes back around, because I've seen the one in Batesville, and I've seen, you know, I've talked to some folks there that says that's a huge draw. They get people from southeast Missouri and West Tennessee to come in there. And, you know, when you drive 75, 80 to 100 miles for water park, Mayor, that brings some more money into the sales tax revenues, you know.
Sure.
And I think it's just a good idea. And so,
Yeah.
but that was put on hold. And so, anyway, great successes on Friday and Saturday night downtown at Hickory Park
yeah,
and other things. So,
we finally got that kicked off. It was a little bit delayed, and I want to make sure everybody understands exactly. We got 2 events going down there. You've got the Friday night live at the park, which is sponsored by the Mountain Home Chamber of Commerce. The Commerce is organizing that event with some help of a few folks that have been around it before. They are doing, you know, what is very similar to some of the same stuff that used to go on with the Mountain Home Friday Night Block Party on the square. It's some of that same stuff. That's going on. If you want to participate in that event, contact the Mountain Home Chamber of Commerce. You know, they've got vendors down there, craft vendors, people selling kettle corn, food vendors, etc. that are setting up in the parking lot there at Hickory. That's a Friday night event. Then we go over to Saturday, and the Saturday event, which is known as the Baxter Summer Concert Series, sponsored by Baxter Healthcare and the Mountain Home A&P Commission. That's a little bit different event with a different, that'll mainly be bringing in some music from outside this area. And the reason we did that on Saturday, Dale, we're wanting to use that Saturday evening to draw people to this area. We're hoping to bring in some talent that will pull people from 2 to 3 hours away. That happened this past weekend, Saturday night. There were a lot more people in the park that I'd never seen in Baxter County than there were I had. Again, food vendors, craft vendors, all that kind of stuff. Saturday night's event is actually organized and sponsored by the Mountain Home Rotary Club.
oh, really? Okay.
Yes. And that's a good deal. that park was established, I believe it was in 1954, by the Rotary Club of Mountain Home. We needed someone to organize that event, take care of the food vendors, etc., that are coming down there. And so the Rotary Club wanted a chance to do that, and it gives them an opportunity to make a little bit of money that they can eventually put back in the community, which is what they do so good at. Renee Shockey, Tom Kyle, and Susan Stockton are three folks that Rotary has working very, very hard on that. We met with them yesterday and went over a few things we want to tweak from this first weekend. The next Friday night event is July 10th. The Chamber has. I believe they've got the Leslie Williams Band that night. And at 12 o'clock noon today, there will be an announcement made on the City of Mountain Home Hickory Park Facebook page, which is a host site for the Baxter Summer Concert Series, about our next event, which is coming up July 18th. July 18th will be the next Saturday night event. So that announcement's coming out at noon today, and I'm really looking forward to being down there on the 18th. I think we're going to have a good show that evening right down
Rolling
there.
Stones, Fleetwood Mac?
I've got Ricky Crawford out there at ASU Mountain Home is the one that's doing that.
Yeah.
So I'm not going. I know, but I'm not going to let the cat out of the bag and come there. And I like Ricky's approach and how he's building this thing up.
He knows what he's doing.
He does. So
yeah.
I asked him yesterday. I said, "Is there any way I can find out before noon?" And he whispered something to me. And so we'll at noon today, we'll find out.
All right.
I think it's going to be very well. I think it's going to be a great evening, July 18th down there.
Really?
But we got a few between now and then. On Friday nights, the 10th and the 17th.
Yep.
And the Chamber's doing a great job with that event. It went well down there. We can't thank Farmers and Merchants Bank enough for the pledge they made for that stage down there.
Yeah.
The bands were just in awe when they got here, what we had put up down there. With the help of the bank, and got that up. We got a little bit of tweaking to do still that we, need to finish getting ready, but that'll be done before the next week, the next Friday night.
Did you ever put that little carousel back in for the kids yet?
It never came out.
Oh, it's still there?
Yeah, it's still there. And
Good.
Dale, that was something that I really enjoyed both Friday and Saturday night. When those events were held on the square, if you had a kid with you, you had to keep it on a leash, just like you did the dog.
Yeah.
Because they'd be climbing all up and down the courthouse steps and on the planters and stuff like that. And I know Scott knows from being right there downtown in business down there that, you had to watch out for the kid. This Friday and Saturday night, this past Friday and Saturday when we had our first event, that playground got more use than it has in years.
Yeah,
And what was going on
Yeah.
is Mom and Dad were sitting somewhere in there in their lawn chair listening to music, good music both nights. The first night you had Katie Laney,
Yep.
and the second night we had Troy Farnham and Heath Sanders. But people were sitting in there enjoying themselves, listening to some music, and the little ones were climbing all over every bit of that playground. That little merry-go-round you talk about, that
Yeah.
we probably are going to have to grease the bearings in that thing
Started to say.
before next week. And it was constant both nights.
Be nice to have a spin counter. That thing spun so many times.
But that was the type of event we want down there.
Yeah.
And those kids really enjoyed it, and they were running and playing and having a big time all over that park
so
that
cool.
night. So
That carousel's been out there for
it came
100
off
years.
very good. Also Saturday night there was a group had that I think they call it alleyway art walk or art and alley or something going on over there around Baker and 6th Street. And I never did get over there.
I heard it was good.
But I've heard some reports about a lot of people down there looking at local artists' work that was set up on easels and leaning up against the walls of the buildings around town and stuff, and drew a lot of people down there.
So we're starting to get, what's words I'm looking for? Your envision for downtown on the weekends in the evenings is coming to fruition here pretty good.
It is. It's been, we had a setback with the COVID stuff and pushed us back a little bit, but now that we can start doing some things, It will come, yesterday, if you hadn't been down by the square, they took the front out of the building there at the corner of 6th and Baker, which is going to be the home to the new Rapsberry and Brewing Company. And they've done a lot of demo on that building already. I've been in it a couple times and looked. Very neat building. It's going to be a great addition to the square. And yesterday they actually took the old front out of it, and they're getting ready to start putting that back and getting it ready for what it'll look like in the future. I think right now you're just going to see it get boarded up with some plywood, probably to protect the structure of it while they do the construction on the inside. I don't think you'll see the front. I don't think you'll see the new front going in it for a while.
Yeah.
But at least that'll let them get in there and do the other work they need to do, and so that's good progress down there.
How long do you think it's going to take to get Rapsberry up and running?
I wouldn't want to say. That'd be for Russell, Tucker, Chris Gordon, owners of that, or the contractor. But I think you're going to be looking at early next year, possibly. Yeah. They're doing a lot of work. I had a chance to walk through it the other night with them, and but they're doing a lot to keep it as is. He showed me one particular wall that's coming down in there, and they're going to take every bit of that wood and reclaim it somewhere else in that structure right there. So I'm looking forward to seeing what it looks like when they get done.
So some of the integrity of the history be.
Yeah. It's the oldest building on the square.
It is. That one is?
Yeah, it is. That's what I've been told. So
that'll go back in the 1890s?
1892, I believe, is what I was told.
Really?
So there's some pretty neat things to look at it when you got some of what was in there down and out.
Can you imagine the history in these
in
buildings?
There. Oh, yeah.
Around this 1892.
But, that's the type of stuff that we want to see happening downtown. Yeah. And those events that were held down there this past Friday and Saturday, that's just the start of what we hope is a lot to come. And the good thing about it is it was busy down there this weekend, and that's even with the COVID issue and a lot of people still not coming out.
But Mayor, I love downtown Mountain. I love the square.
We will get there, I can promise you. There's a lot of work been in, and if you hadn't noticed it, down there this year with the help of I think it's a horticulture or FFA class at Mountain Home High School.
Yeah.
And then with the help of Carl Wayne's Nursery, we got a lot more plants down there than we had last year, and it's looking good down there. It's constant work to keep it clean and looking the way we want it to. But
and then I sent a text. I was at the dog park a couple days ago. You can tell the difference in the increased maintenance. You've got some better equipment. You've got some people paying more attention. Not only is the grass cut, but the weeds are trimmed, not only around the fences, but in the ditch lines and everything else. You see these nice yards, but you see the ditches grown up, and, of course, the ditch is hard to mow.
Dale, I couldn't be more proud of the Mountain Home Parks and Recreation Department with the help of the City Council, who made a commitment to us early in the year to do two things: add people to that maintenance department that we so desperately needed. We got part of it. We got one added in there. But the investment in equipment. We had, when I came in office, 9 lawnmowers in that department to mow 250 plus acres, and 3 of those 9 were over 17-year-old. Mm-hmm. You got to have the right stuff to work with. So the council made a commitment, invested in that. We've upgraded the equipment. We don't have everything we need yet,
but you're getting there.
But we're getting there.
Rome wasn't built today.
And I talked to some of the guys the other day that were in a particular park mowing. They were sitting on a table having their lunch. It's about 12:15. They got those brown bags out and they're eating those sandwiches and stuff. And I pulled in and talked to them. And they told me how much difference it was making for them this year and being able to do what they needed to do.
Well, it's out there by the, where
I think they're taking a lot more pride in what they do because they got something to work with.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you're out there on Rossi Road and where the Little League parks are, there's that creek bank that runs through there, real pretty and it's all decorated, but the weeds were like 3 or 4 feet tall. They're out there cutting those weeds along the creek bank. So, I mean, you can tell
if you find a spot out there somewhere that's not taken care of right now, it's probably because of water issues with all the rain we've had, and we've gotten some spots that we didn't want
right there. Yeah.
We didn't want to tear up. But you know, we've had a couple of changes in personnel in that department. Brought in a new maintenance supervisor. We had a retirement there and brought in a new guy, and it's just there's been a huge change in that, and I've been very satisfied this summer so far. Not everything every day do I see I like, but overall appearance of all the parks, baseball, softball, soccer, Cooper Park, Keller, McCabe, Hickory, they're looking a lot better than they were, and we're going to continue our efforts to get them where they need to be.
And with that, at 7:35, we're going to take a break. More with the mayor right after this. Stick around. Be right back.
At Letty's Mexican Restaurant, we are here to keep you safe during these difficult times, as well as serve you the best Mexican food in the area. That's why we have installed a convenient drive-through window for all your to-go and pick-up orders. Give us a call at 870-435-2532 to order your next meal, whether it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner, and ask us about our daily specials for a low price to feed the whole family. Experience the best in Mexican cuisine. Letty's in Gassville. At Connor Family Funeral Home, our goal is to provide our friends and neighbors with caring, compassionate services at an affordable price. Connor Family is a full-service funeral home that offers a wide range of services to meet your family's needs and customs. We are the first on-site crematory in the area and provide many options to memorialize your loved ones and address all the details for a more personalized service. Where compassion and affordability meet, Connor Family Funeral Home in Mountain Home.
Jim Brown Company keeps you cool when it's hot and warm when it's not. A trusted name in the mountain home community, Jim Brown Company provides timely heating and cooling installation and repairs. Our certified technicians incorporate new technology on every job to provide you with the most advanced services. At our metal fabrication shop, we handle projects big and small. We've created everything from commercial ducts to custom designs.
I'd recommend Jim Brown Company to my friends and neighbors. The reason being they have high-tech equipment, their service techs are well qualified for the job that they do, and they also send me a report after all the work is done so I know exactly what my unit's doing.
By visiting our showroom, you can learn all about our heating and cooling products. We'll educate you on your options and help you decide on the right solution. For total comfort at your home or business, choose Jim Brown Company. Quality service with a family name since 1964.
When you need durable and comfortable hospital scrubs stat, you need the Uniform Shop. The Uniform Shop is the place for top quality uniforms, carrying a great selection of name brands, including Carhartt, Bear Bradley, Urbane, and Gray's Anatomy, as well as shoes from Skechers, Nursemates, Softwalk, and Landau, stethoscopes from Littman, blood pressure cuffs, scissors, name tag retractables, compression socks, paramedic VDUs, and Rocky boots. The Uniform Shop also offers customizing, embroidery, and minor alterations. Let us put you in uniforms. Shop the Uniform Shop.
When I grow up, I want to save lives, like a superhero, and show up when people needed me.
When I grow up, I want to do animations. I want to create characters that can fly.
No matter what it is you want out of life, there is a path to get there.
When I grow up, I don't know what I want to do when I grow up, but I know I want to go to college.
Arkansas State University Mountain Home. Take your first step at asumh.edu.
$7:39, and continue our discussion with Mayor Hillrey Adams. What else you got on your notes, Senator?
Hey, Dale, a couple of things I want to make sure we mention this morning. We were talking a little bit a while ago about cleaning and the parks and the way they look, but here's something that we're working on constantly, and I'm going to ask, again, I do it nearly every time I'm here, to the people in Mountain Home, about trying to keep your places looking like we want them to look. In particular, what really gets my interest is what I call the highway area, 62B going through town, 5 North, 9th Street, or 5 South down, from the sheriff's office down to the bypass. College Street's got a lot of businesses on it. But Dale, we got quite a bit of tourists in town right now, and that first impression that those folks see, when you drive down and you see the weeds growed up in front of a restaurant or a hotel or a gas station or a car dealer, let's make the place look nice. And we're constantly working on that, with that full-time code enforcement officer now. I think yesterday between he and I, there was probably about 10 to 12 places identified that, just on the highway. And I like to, say this. This is my thought about keeping things clean. If you got in a vehicle today and you took off with your family and you're in a strange town, it gets dark and you're looking for a place to stay, you got the kids in the back seat and you and your wife are traveling and you're looking for a place to stay, are you going to stop at a place that the parking lot's full of potholes, weeds are growed up around it, trash is in the parking lot?
No, that's a good
or are
point.
you going to stop with your wife and family at a place that looks nice? We have so many tourists in this town that come through, and a lot of them may wind back up here at some point in time. They're kind of down here, and that's how we get new folks here. Tourists come to the area, they see it, and nearly every time I meet someone here that's from out of town, I say, "What brought you here?" "Oh, we've been coming down here fishing for 10 years or 20 years, and finally decided to move down here." Let's make sure that we keep the community and the overall appearance of the community such that makes us proud of it, and it makes people, when they come through here, hey, that's a nice, clean place. I'm talking about intersections, some of the major intersections. I saw one this morning on the way here, a business that will remain unnamed because they'll be getting a contact today, on a corner, a very busy corner. Everything mowed around it real good except one area right in front. Now, it may be a little wet there and they couldn't get to it with a mower, but a weed eater would go real good in there. And now you make the overall appearance of that place just look so much better. That's a real sore spot with me, and keeping things up and neat. And so, the code enforcement guy, the building inspectors are constantly working on that. And I have seen some improvement, but, we're at a time of year now where we have a lot of folks visiting our community. So I'd like for everybody, to, be aware of that. And,
when you were first announcing running for mayor, we sat and talked one time, and the exact spot I'm talking about, where you're on Highway 412 coming into Boot Hill, Missouri, back in across St. Francis River.
Yeah.
And as you're going west on the right-hand side, there's all that equipment right there. And there's a tree growing through the windshield of about a 7-ton Ford truck in 1964. That was my
made Arkansas look good when you came in, didn't it?
Yeah, I brought it to your attention. Remember?
I know exactly where you're talking about. And, just put forth a little effort, and let's do the best we can to make things look good. There's a couple places I noticed this morning on the way out here, and they're wrote down on a little note in the truck, and as soon as I get out here, code will get a text about those places. But, it doesn't take much to keep it looking nice, and if we do that, that's going to leave a heck of an impression on visitors that come in.
Well, let's look at downtown. You've got the flower boxes, the hanging plants and things all around the square. Everything's looking good. The parks, you can tell a difference in the parks.
We have been very active and will continue to be active through the city council in condemning properties. We've got one on the agenda for second reading this week. There's been a lot of activity in that area in the last year and a half. I think last year it was either 8 or 9 structures we got tore down in this community that need to come down, and we're going to continue those efforts to get rid of those properties that, they're they're not safe to live in. They become problems. They create situations that draw activity there that we don't want in our community. And they're just not good for us. So we're going to continue our efforts in working on that.
Can I throw you a curveball, catch you off guard?
Sure.
Here's what I say.
How many strikes I get?
3.
Okay.
Here's what I need. You know, I've got shrubs like crazy. Trim, 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 trim. Now I've got all this brush and I can't get rid of it.
I know where you're going.
Thank goodness,
way to get rid of it.
On the north side of the house, I got this ravine that I could take it down there and put it in there. Yeah. But I really don't like to burn because I know what it, when somebody else is burning, especially on a hot day like today, and they're burning, so, man, it just gets in here and
you know, Dale,
you
want a way to get rid of that. You want a place to be able to get that stuff to, or somebody pick it up for you and get it there. And we're short in that area, and we need to do something. I've looked at a couple other cities.
But see, there's things with the ADEQ also that you have to follow as a city.
Yeah. So there are some ways to go about doing that, and I've looked at probably about 2 or 3 different towns this past year and a half now, and trying to come up with a solution to get rid of that yard waste, limbs, debris, grass clippings, etc.
For me, twice a year.
We need to have a way to do that, and we're a little bit short in that area, and I think we can come up with a solution to do that. Too many other places do it. Stuttgart does it, Jonesboro, Harrison. We can do that. It's just we got to come up with a solution that works for us, and it's the most efficient way.
To the north property there, of course, when Anderson came in and built the condos back behind that neighborhood, I had kind of a spring running creek. It dried up during the summer, but I had some water. But the containment area now for all the wastewater, I don't get any water back there other than just a couple of puddles. But I still have that ravine. Thank goodness I can throw it down in there.
Yeah.
But in the aftermath, you got to pull the ticks and chiggers off of you. You know. Real quick before we take a break, the fireworks issue. I told a guy I'm going to see you today, and want to know. I know Tina put it online. Rules and regulations for fireworks, and here in about 3 minutes we'll take a break.
Okay. Are we going there now?
No, let's talk fireworks first, and we'll take a break.
There is an ordinance that's been on the books for numerous years about shooting fireworks inside the city. And, you know, we're always going to have some. This time of year, it's going to happen. It's not like we can ride around all day, all night looking for people shooting fireworks. But there is a law against that in the city. And when we get complaints about it, then we'll have to send somebody out to visit with those folks about it. There are some big fireworks shows in the area. On the 3rd, there's the one on North Fork Lake. It's been going on for years. On the 4th, on Bull. And also this year on the 4th, Rick Williamson and is having one at Driftwood Lanes. He's been doing that a while. Yeah. And that is a show that Rick gets all the proper permits for.
Yeah, he's licensed.
He's licensed to do it and stuff. And, you know, you can go out there and sit probably anywhere from about Walmart, Arvest Bank, somewhere in that area, out in there and see that show that Rick does from the bowling alley parking lot right there.
That's a good show.
The advantage we got this year, of course, a lot of times, Mayor, it's drier than a humpless camel in the sunset, you know. And I mean, a lot of times on July 4th, you're already watering your grass just to try to get a little hope of green. But, you know, we've had an abundance of rain.
Well.
And, there is some dry spots now, especially in northwest Arkansas. But still, the carelessness is what hurts us.
That's right.
You know, kids that get the bottle rockets, they put them in and then they have bottle rocket wars. And
carelessness, and then, that hurts us, not supervising.
Yeah.
Those youngsters that get a hold of that stuff, that's when you'll have accidents. And, not cleaning the mess up when you're done.
Get the little sparkler wires wrapped around the lawnmower blade.
Anything can happen, and I know people are going to get them. I know they're going to shoot them. We all did that many years ago. but be mindful there is something about that in the city of Mountain Home. And you know, if you're doing that, you know, there's a time and a place if you're going to do it, and be respectful of your neighbors and stuff like that right there.
You know,
all
people,
it takes
even
is
though
a
we
complaint.
got the ordinance, you know,
once we get that complaint, then we have to do.
Then you have to follow through. Yeah. You know, people can put up with a little bit, and then some of them get a little carried away. But you know, anyway.
Hey, something else, and we can talk about right quick is July 13th is coming up.
On Monday?
Monday the 13th, right around the corner. We will finally get to open up our youth sports seasons here in town.
Oh, good.
Awesome.
And,
good.
You know, we're very excited to do that. We got that grant this year from Parks and Tourism. We've done a lot of work at Cliffs to Willette Park. And then what happens? We didn't get to have youth sports.
Yeah.
But
Kicking it off on July 13th.
We're finally getting there, July 13th. We've got a pretty good plan put together to kick that off. It's going to be different than it has been in the past, a lot different. And that's because of the numbers that we've got, you know, the kids that want to participate.
You got to adapt to it.
But I felt like it was important, and so did the Parks Department. There are some who didn't want to play, some did, but those that did, we're going to provide an opportunity, and we can talk more about that in a minute here if you want to.
Take a quick break, finish out with Mayor right after this.
Bye.
When you think about Hospice of the Ozarks, it's our desire that you think about finding a way to live your life to the fullest while living with a serious illness. If you ever need help and support, we provide a team of healthcare professionals and volunteers that will support your physical, emotional, and spiritual aspects of life while doing the same for your family and caregivers in the comfort of your own home or wherever you call home. When you think about Hospice of the Ozarks, we hope that you grant us permission to walk on the journey with you. Your not-for-profit option since 1979.
Did you know when you shop at Sears Hometown Stores, you are supporting your local community? That's right. Your local Sears Hometown Store is locally owned and operated by one of your neighbors. Their store offers the best of what Sears has to offer with the top brands and appliances, tools, and lawn and garden. They also offer great financing options that work no matter what you need. Remember to stop by your local Sears Hometown Store today and support a local member of your community.
Hi, I'm Benny with Ammo Dump.
At Ammo Dump, they carry new and used firearms, large supply of shotguns, rifles, and handguns. Ammo Dump will buy, sell, or trade in your item and can special order whatever you like. They also have knives, scopes, ammo of any caliber, and provide gun cleaning and restoration. Call them today for the best competitive pricing around.
If I don't have it or can't get it because I don't make it, come and see us.
That's Ammo Dump, located next to Woodman's Package in Norfolk.
Have you ever noticed every time you wash your car, you end up wetter than the actual car? Next time, run down to Car Care and let the friendly staff put a smile on your face. Car Care of Mountain Home has a variety of services to clean your vehicle's needs, inside and out. From a simple wash and shine to their outstanding detailed services. Located 1525 Highway 62 East in Mountain Home. Stop by Car Care Mountain Home today, because driving a clean car always makes you feel good.
Diatley Dental Care is a family-owned dental practice. Doctors Irvin and Christina Diatley grew up in the Twin Lakes area and are proud to serve the community. With modern treatment methods and state-of-the-art technology, they are dedicated to providing exemplary care to patients of all ages. Our compassionate team consistently receives training above and beyond the standard of care.
We're changing the way you see dentistry.
Come be a part of our dental family.
Eddie?
$7:54, visiting with the mayor real quick. Don't forget we have a heat advisory through 7 o'clock, I believe, on Thursday evening. Heat advisory, so, you know, got to be careful.
The reason I'm staying in is close to that recliner.
What you got to finish out here, Mayor?
Hey, I do want to say a little bit more about the youth sports that
Okay.
we're going to be kicking off on the 13th, that Monday evening. After we got the OK, Dale, to get started, we went back through and did a new sign-up. We also contacted those who had signed up before. We're only going to be able to have a youth sports league for 4 and 5-year-olds and 6 through 8-year-olds. Above 8, it doesn't look like it's going to work for us. We just didn't have the numbers. In some of those age groups, we only had one team, so you can't you can't do anything. And what we've done in those smaller kids is we've combined the boys and the girls.
Okay.
We wanted to, those who wanted to play, we wanted to give them that chance. We didn't want them to go all summer without that. And we had quite a few when you looked at both boys and girls. So we're going to start a league, a little T-ball, and then a 6 through 8-year-old Coach Pitts league. And there'll be boys and girls playing together. And we'll do all of that probably from Callista Willette. There may be a little bit of activity at Keller, but mostly at Callista, which is where we've done the work at. And that starts the 13th. Come out that night at 5:30. We're going to have a little opening ceremony. Recognize Parks and Tourism for their contribution to make this happen. Plus, there were some people, local folks in the community, put up some funds for us. And
Good.
We're going to get that started on there. Something that's going on this Saturday morning, July 4th at 9 o'clock. Normally in the past, we've always had a Memorial Day ceremony on the Veterans Plaza. Well, that got canceled this year because of COVID. That is hosted this year. I believe it's the North Central Arkansas Veterans Council is a host organization this year. That ceremony that normally would have been Memorial Day is going to be this Saturday, July 4th, at 9 o'clock in the morning. They're trying to do it to get out there and beat the heat and have that ceremony that's usually on Memorial Day now.
Very nice.
There's a little twist to it this year. Do you know how old Veterans Plaza is this year? Across from the courthouse.
No.
It's got a birthday.
25 years.
20 years.
20 years.
20 years. So we have extended invitations to the people that were involved in that project 20 years ago to be there, to say thanks to them. Hopefully there'll be some of those folks make it back that participated in that 20 years ago. But it's hard to believe that project has been there 20 years now.
Something.
We've been giving it a little extra attention this year, clean up around there and making it look a little bit better. Did some work on it, and that event is going to be this Saturday morning, July 4th at 9 o'clock on the plaza right there.
Cool. That's going to
that'll
be good.
be going
nice.
on.
Really good.
Overall, other stuff across the city, we've started phase 2 of the sewer project east of town. The first phase came from Walmart to the old Don's driving range. We've now started the second phase, which goes from the driving range there by Bobby Sue's all the way into the old Midland Marine property.
Yep.
That job has been contracted out, and it's well underway, which will make sewer accessible for that whole side of the highway.
And it just
All the way
develops
out
more
front.
improvement
It
later
makes
on
that
down the
property
road.
more developable. With the help of that public safety tax, 2 good things have happened there within the last couple of months.
Yep.
We added 2 new police officers to the Mountain Home Police Department. I'm not saying we replaced 2 positions. We added 2 positions, which are patrol officers. It gives us more folks on the street. The schedules are overlapping with other guys so that we don't have breaks in coverage during busy times. And then we also, with that public safety tax, got a ladder truck ordered for the fire department.
That's good.
That was really needed. It's a refurbished ladder truck, comes with a 5-year warranty, and it was about half the price of what a new one cost us. Now, we won't see that truck until probably next spring, but we have made a commitment on that and got that ordered. So that's going to be a huge asset to the fire department.
Excellent.
To get that here.
It's always good to hear good news.
Hey, everybody have a safe 4th of July. If you're
You
out
too,
on the
Mayor.
water, be careful. Out there, a lot of things going on that water this time of year, so be careful if you're out there.
It'll be a good holiday.
And if you're around any fireworks, be careful with them. Careful. Too many injuries happen that time of year.
Use some common sense.
There you go.
Be careful.
Amen to that. that pretty well wraps it up.
And everybody have a happy and safe 4th.
You bet. And with that, we will see you all tomorrow. Have a great day, everybody. Thanks.